Good morning, everybody. It's Ange here. I hope you're having a fabulous week already. If you had yesterday off, I hope you did something exciting. I know since the restrictions have been lifted, there's a lot of people going away for the weekend. It really feels like we're returning back to normal, which is terrific. So today I'm talking about Maureen. She's 55 years old. She has subclinical hypothyroid, constipation and eczema. So Maureen runs her own business and she has been having some health issues. She'd been to the doctor and ticked all those boxes and he'd done lots of testing and stuff with her. But he told us that she was normal. Well, she wasn't feeling normal. So have you ever had that, gone to the doctors and they've said everything's normal but you still feel pretty yuck? It's pretty frustrating. And she said she just kept saying she didn't feel like herself at all. She felt really sluggish. Her brain was fogged. She was cold all the time. And after looking at Maureen's blood test, there was no real indication that she had subclinical hypothyroid. So sometimes the symptoms are pretty vague and sometimes there are no symptoms at all. So what I got her to do was a basal body temperature. So how you do that is before you go to bed of a night, you place a thermometer right next to your pillow. And first thing in the morning on waking, you before you even move, literally you roll over and you as little movement as you can and pop it in your mouth. Wait until it beeps, then write it down. Do this for 3 days. Add the 3 days up and then divide them by 3, which will give you an average. So if it's lower than 36.4 degrees Celsius, then get treated for subclinical hypothyroidism. So in one study, 26.8% of the people who were in the study that had subclinical hypothyroid develop, had subclinical hypothyroid, developed full-blown hypothyroid symptoms within 6 years of their initial diagnosis, if nothing was done. So some of the symptoms you may notice are fatigue, weight gain, depression, dry skin, constipated, always cold, no matter what the temperature is outside. Everybody else is warm around you and you've got beanies and gloves on, that's me. Memory issues, migraines, things like that. So check out any of those things. With Maureen, she had a number of these really vague symptoms and her TSH, the thyroid marker, was in the normal range. So that's why the doctor said everything was normal. But she kept telling me she certainly didn't feel normal. So I think that's really important to listen to yourself. You know you. So I think when you don't really, when you're not feeling it, keep going until you can find out. Because it's easy for somebody else to say by looking at a piece of paper, there's nothing wrong with you. But you will know if you don't feel like yourself. So I sent Maureen off with a food, mood and poo diary. And we made some significant changes to her diet. She ate a lot of really heavily processed carbs and foods because she felt tired, and have you ever done this? You feel tired, so you think you'll go and have some hot chips or some mashed potato or any of those comfort foods to give you energy and keep you going. The problem is if your thyroid's impaired, it drives our body temperature and our metabolism, so nothing will really change. You'll just add on some extra kilos, but other than that, nothing will really change. So if you've been following me along at home for any length of time, you'll know now that I always bang on about diversity of fruit and veg, the colours that you're eating to improve our gut function. Well, with Maureen, we instigated a change in the comfort foods. We swapped them out for some brightly coloured foods and really high numbers of these. So I often say to people between 30 and 40 different fruit and veg a week. So that was what we were aiming for, but we're trying to get there slowly. We did lots of legumes and beans in a diet, but over a longer period of time. So plus we treated Maureen's thyroid with herbs and supplements as well. So shortly after her second visit, Maureen texted me and told me that she felt like she'd found her brain again, which is always a really good thing. And as her thyroid got back up to speed, so did her bowel. So we didn't really do much with her bowel except add more fiber and stuff into her diet. But the bowel was really helped along by us feeding the gut bacteria with that diversity and the colours of the food and a range of pre and probiotics to really help improve that bowel environment, which I think is really important for everybody. So once Maureen's bowel was working properly, we then tackled the eczema. And sometimes for everybody, what is happening inside is sometimes reflected on the outside. So if your gut's not working properly, you're likely to get acne, eczema, dermatitis, those sorts of things. So as Maureen's gut got better, so did her eczema. So eczema is really tricky, as it sometimes can be related to the foods we're eating. It's related to the state of our gut. So it's finding out the balance. But for Maureen, it was really a case of fixing her gut and thyroid, and the eczema really pretty much took care of itself. So it took Maureen about 6 months to really feel like her old self again in every aspect, like she felt back to normal. But she had to spend a lot of time putting these new strategies in place, because they don't happen easily when you have habits around it. So it was about her changing the habits and finding new ones. So do you have eczema, constipation, or feel like you have a sluggish thyroid? So book in for a free 15-minute consult to give you an action plan of where and what you should do next. For those of you on Instagram and LinkedIn, the link is in my bio. And for those of you who are on Facebook, it's in the actual title heading of this Facebook Live. So I can't wait to chat with you. Have a fantastic day. If you're over at Love Your Guts group, tomorrow we're doing some stuff on digestion at 1 o'clock. So if you want to come over and join us there, I'd love to see you. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.